kind of part of this jumble in the standings where you're 16-12, Seattle's 16-12, there's a lot of teams kind of game above, game below. Just how important does it make this game and this road trip?
I mean, I think that the situation that we're in right now, every game is important. And, every game that we're playing is there's got to be a sense of urgency. And oftentimes in the second half of the season that happens anyway, but certainly the way that things are with the standings and, opportunities to get wins and get tough wins on the road are important. But, we have to take it one game at a time, and we have to be where our feet are, and we got to attack a great Seattle team.
Obviously, you had the travel to deal with, but is there anything you can do game plan-wise to take advantage of them coming off double overtime, 40 hours ago? I
mean, I think one of the things that we have a benefit is our depth. So we're just going to continue to bring multiple bodies off the bench, try to wear them down. These players have been playing in this league a long time, and this is not abnormal. The way that the scheduling is and how much they have to play and heavy minutes and all of that. So they're used to this. But for us, it's we've got to try to use our depth to our advantage and try to stay fresh and give them different looks on the defensive end of the floor. That can hopefully make it difficult and make them work that much harder after coming off of a double overtime game.
Coach, you guys have had a lot of success, more success than anyone without their star player. How have you guys been able to stick together without having Caitlin on the floor?
I think first and foremost, we got a great group of women. They're team first. They pull for one another. They're selfless, and they're capable. And when you have that, it just they've been resilient all year long, and they rally together. They're connected group, and I think that's really important. And we have capable players. We certainly play a little differently without Caitlin on the floor. But the confidence that each one of these women has gotten in the ability to make plays in big moments, the depth that we have so that you really never can key on one or two players. We've got multiple players that can step up and have big games for us. I think it makes us more balanced on the offensive end. And the versatility that we have defensively has been big for us. And so, I think this group's been resilient. They've come together. They're playing really well together, and they play for each other, and you really can't discount how important that is when you're playing for the person beside you.
Coach, what do you think is the biggest key to the consistent play as of late? We've been 4 games in a row looking for number 5. What has been that thing?
I think a couple things. I don't know that I feel like we've been consistent, but being able to consistently string wins together. I think defensively, when we're disruptive. When our attention to detail is high, we make things difficult for opponents. And in those moments where we, like last game, for example, have high turnovers, we were still able to get stops. And we've got to be able to continue to be able to do that. Or in the moments where we're having trouble offensively, we can rely on our defense, and defense travels. So that's number one. Number two, I think the way that we've been moving the ball, we've had a high assist rate. We've been able to play inline to get to second and third actions. The ball's been finding the right shot on the floor. And that's important for us. We got to make defenses work. We've got to play inline to inline. We can't let the ball get stuck. That's when we're at our best. And I think we've really begun to find that connectivity on both ends.
Obviously, the first matchup was different with CC playing, but what did you take away from that one that you're looking to replicate again and also adjust?
Yeah, Seattle's a really good team, and we've got to make sure our attention to detail from a personnel standpoint is high. We can't allow their players to get to their comfort zones. We've got to make them hit tough shots, and we got to live with those tough shots. And they're a really solid defensive team. They're high level on the defensive end of the floor, so we've got to be patient. We've got to make sure that we understand, what we're looking for on the offensive end of the floor. We can't over-penetrate. We've got to allow the ball, again, to find the right shot. But our passes have to be on time, on target, because they make you pay if they don't. They've got great length. They've got great athleticism, and they come at you from a lot of different angles. So we've got to do a good job of making sure that our attention to detail on both ends is there.
Caitlin obviously came in today and practiced close. Just how is her recovery going, and how close do you think she's getting to a return?
Yeah, we have updates, and her recovery's going well. It's just, I think for us, staying the course and making sure that we're we're really diligent about each step that we take, and that we don't have setbacks, and that we're patient with it. I know she wants to be out here on the floor, and we want her out here on the floor, but making sure that she's ready is the most important thing. I still don't know how far we are. We're going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and go from there.
Coach, what's impressed you about what McDonald's been able to come in and do, and how she's been able to impact that team, the team, especially without Caitlin on the board?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, she's a student of the game. Her ability to come in and know the offense, study the offense, was big for us. You feel comfortable putting the ball in her hands because she did her homework. I think that her speed, we don't have anybody with her kind of speed and ability to get downhill. That's important for us. We needed that. It gives us another playmaker, so we don't have to rely solely on Kelsey to be a playmaker. And she digs in and sets the tone for us on the defensive end of the floor. And so I think she's fit perfectly with what we want to do and how we want to play on both ends.